All right, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry we're starting a couple minutes late, but I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Patrick. I am the director of this evening's shows, and tonight we're doing something a little bit different. Since 1999, the Riverside Township Radio Players have performed over 200 live radio productions, but in their 27-year history, less than a dozen of those have been game shows. So tonight we are bringing you two, Queen for a Day and Break the Bank. While all the radio performances are reflections of their era, sometimes the story being told lives separately from what was going on in the real world at the time. But game shows are different. They are creations of their time. And as you'll see in tonight's shows, that reality comes through in discussions about the ongoing World Series, food rationing during World War II, and
here's a bulletin from the Mutual Newsroom in New York. Bern. The Japanese delegation in Bern disclosed today that it is momentarily expecting receipt of a communication from Tokyo, accepting the Allied ultimatum and requesting Swiss mediation. The delegation spokesman added that the communication would be presented immediately after its arrival by the Japanese minister at the Federal Palace. Japanese Minister Shigemitsu submitted an important communication to the Swiss political department today, and the department said it was destined for the governments of the United States and China. The Swedish Foreign Office announced it had transmitted the Japanese note to Britain and Soviet Russia. The Stockholm radio said, Switzerland is the neutral intermediary for the United States and China with Japan. This bulletin has come to you from the Mutual Newsroom in New York. We take you now to the program originally scheduled.
as I was saying, game shows are a product of their time. If not day, they're recorded. As that news bulletin indicated, this production of Queen for a Day aired on August 10th, 1945, the day after the bombing of Nagasaki and 4 days after the bombing of Hiroshima. While the war was raging, game shows continued to provide entertainment. The contestants are real, their energy is palpable, and mishaps are a given. And while that makes for a fun listen, it also makes for a complicated script when a group of actors tries to recreate the production. So tonight we are here to do our best, and we have even invited members of our audience to participate, just as would have happened back in the day. Now, I ask you to picture yourself back in 1945 at the El Capitan Theater, and while you pay special attention to our friendly neighborhood Foley artist, while he calls for applause, please enjoy Queen for a Day.
Would you like to be queen for a day? Then on with the show from Hollywood. And welcome to Queen for a Day. You listeners in Detroit, Dayton, Dallas, Dubuque, and all along the Mutual Network. We're broadcasting from the El Capitan Theater, the home of Ken Murray's Blackouts at Hollywood and Vine, the glamour capital of the world. And now, here's that miracle man who makes wishes come true, our master of ceremonies, Jack Bailey.
Thank you very much, friends. Oh boy, that was a lot better than we rehearsed it. Thank you very much. You bet your life. Welcome, friends. Glad you 1,200 folks here in today's audience to pick the lucky lady who will be the queen for a day. Glad you're all here. Welcome to all our listeners along the Mutual Network. 6 excited candidates and our Grand Council are also excited and have been selected from the audience. One of those candidates will be elected queen for a day. So you friends out there listening, vote along with us. Remember, it's your party too. And now, here's our first candidate. Who is it, Mark?
Candidate number 1, Mrs. Ruby Robertson of Nebraska.
Mrs., what are you laughing about, Ruby?
Well, my name is Robertson. They said Nebraska. I live in El Cajon, California.
Wait a minute. How do you spell that?
E-L-C-A-J-O-N.
And how long have you lived in El Cajon?
I've lived there. Now, that's not the way.
Oh, no, it's not?
It's El Cajon. You know, all the J's sound like H's in California, I can tell you
Well,
that.
you mean then, my name is Jack Bailey, so you should call me Hack Bailey?
That's right.
Well, let's hear how that sounds.
Well, Hack Bailey. That wouldn't sound good.
No, it wouldn't. Why do they say he instead of ja?
I don't know. I've often wondered, maybe they have something in their throat.
Yeah, and nothing in their head. Yeah. Now then, what does Mr. Robertson do, Mrs. Robertson?
We have a bakery. May I put in a plug for our bakery?
Sure. You have a bakery?
Yes.
Good. Where is this bakery?
It's the Earl and Ruby C. Robertson in El Cajon. And it's the best bakery in El Cajon. By the way, because it's the only bakery.
Madam, you are now broadcasting over some 300 stations coast to coast on the Mutual Network. That will be exactly $1,500 for that plug.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, radio comes awfully high, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
How long have you been in the hot cross bun business?
Over 2 years.
Uh-huh. Do you belong to any clubs or organizations down there?
Do I have to say?
Oh, no, you don't have to say.
But, yes, I do. I belong to a wonderful organization. I'm very proud to say.
And what's that?
The Eastern Star.
Oh, yes. Do you know about that lady from Brooklyn that belonged to Eastern Star and brought 40 friends along?
I heard you tell that this morning. I don't believe that, Jack. I couldn't believe that.
You mean you probably thought it was 60?
It could be.
What, are you an officer in the Eastern Star?
I'm associate matron and will be worthy matron next year.
Are you worthy of being a matron?
I hope so.
What a worthy matron. Is that the head?
Yes. At least I hope my chapter thinks I'm worthy.
Do you have any charities with the Eastern Star? What do they do?
Well, we have an Eastern Star home, and you have a very lovely one here in California, in Los Angeles.
Yep.
The Eastern Star takes care of that home, and we do lots of things.
I'm sure they do. I've heard a lot about it. Now then, tell us, Mrs. Ruby Robertson, is Mr. Earl up here with you, or is he busy running the bakery?
No, he's down running the bakery. I hope.
Or we're all out of work, huh? Yeah. Well, what would he say?
Well, if I don't get home tonight, though, Jack, I have, all of the payroll working for me and for all those people, and I have to get their payroll out.
Oh, so you handle the money for the family.
That's right.
And what about Earl? Do you give him a little allowance once in a while?
Well, once in a while, if he's been a good boy.
Oh, fine. And you're in charge of that, too?
Yes, definitely.
Poor Earl. Listen now, what would happen now if you were elected queen for a day for 24 hours?
I would leave 3 friends stranded here in Los Angeles. I have the car with the keys in my purse.
The poor things.
Yes. They're at the Biltmore, though, so they're not so poor.
Oh, yeah, so they're rich people, huh? Are they just sitting in the lobby, or do they have rooms?
Oh, we have rooms, fortunately.
Well, you have connections in that bakery business, huh?
Oh, yes.
Now, what would you like to do, Mrs. Ruby Robertson of the bakery business in Nebraska and El Cajon?
No.
What would you like to do if you're elected queen for a day?
Well, we thought of a lot of worthy things we would like to do for 2 whole seconds, but we do those things every day anyway, so I thought of a silly thing. I'm not an actress or a movie star.
That's fine.
And well, if I were elected queen for a day, I would like to put my footprint in a hunk of cement in front of Grandma's Chinese Theater.
Well, how about that? Wait just a minute. What we'll do is bury her up to her hips in cement and then let her give a plug for the bakery in El Cajon. What do you think of that?
El Cajon.
Thank you very much. I want you ladies to forget. No, I don't want you ladies to forget that right after the broadcast, the lucky lady chosen queen will be hostess to the rest of you candidates at Tom Brenneman's restaurant. Tom will pin on the queen one of his famous orchids and has corsages for all of the other candidates. That's right after the show. Thank you. Now, who is candidate number 2?
Candidate number 2 is Mrs. Dorothy Crawl.
Ah, all right. And how are you, Mrs. Crawl?
Thank you, Mr. Bailey.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Bailey?
Bailey?
Mr. Bailey?
Bailey, that's right. Old Iowa Bailey. Listen, where are you from, Mrs. Crawl?
I'm from Townsville, Australia.
Wonderful. From Townsville. Good for you. Some of the town folks from Townsville are here today, it sounds like.
Well, I think a lot of their boys have been over there, and I think that they liked Australia like I like America.
That's a wonderful dialect. Where are you from again?
Townsville, Australia.
Australia.
Oh, Mr. Bailey, you're exaggerating.
I'm not either. Blimey. I used to be an actor. How's my English dialect? Do they say pip pip cheerio jolly or whatever else they say?
Not all the time. We just like you say honey and cute, and we think they're funny too.
What, honey and cute?
Yes.
What do you call somebody that's cute?
Well, we say that's very nice or a very sweet person.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And I think you're grand too.
Oh, thank you so much.
Are you a married woman, Mrs. Crawl?
Yes, I married an American serviceman.
Did you meet him over in Australia?
Yes, I met him over there. He came in December of '42. He had been in the Philippines.
Yeah?
And he came to Australia, and then I went to work for the American Army, and my people were on the land, and I came down from Townsville to take a job as a confidential secretary, and I met my husband there. But I had an Australian boyfriend at the time.
Oh, what happened to him?
Oh, we had a little bit of trouble, but after 2 years, I finally made the decision. And even though it was hard to leave home, that if I wanted him, I had to come to America.
I see. Where is Mr. Crawl's home?
In Chicago.
Oh, have you been there yet?
Yes, he is a lovely family.
And you like your mother-in-law, your father-in-law?
Oh, yes, they are wonderful, but my father-in-law, though, is dead.
Does Mr. Crawl have any brothers?
Yes, he has one brother.
How does he look?
Well, he's married, and he has a little child, and...
A little late, weren't you?
Yes, I was. But he's not as nice as my husband.
Oh, not as nice as your husband. What is Mr. Crawl going to do when he gets out of the Army?
He's in the insurance business.
Oh, it shouldn't happen. But good luck to you, Mrs. Crawl. And now tell us, our new friend from Australia, Mrs. Crawl, tell Mr. Bailey what you would like as queen for a day. Pip, pip, cheerio, by Jove.
Well,
You don't have to have an extra monocle on you, do you? I may get into character here.
Well, now, Mr. Bailey, you're throwing off with me, I think.
What did she call me? What's that? How do you answer that in Iowa? I don't know. And I shan't throw off at you again, old fellow.
I think you're a larrikin. That's what I think about you.
A lyric?
A larrikin.
A larrikin. I better not answer. We're on the air. Now look out for what you call me.
Well, it's quite nice, but it just means full of devilment.
Whoa! Oh!
And if you knew what I went through to see you today.
What's that?
Well, I wanted my little friend to come down with me today. So I picked up this friend of mine from Long Beach, and well, we got hung up there in a traffic accident. And I got the bumper bar of my car hooked onto the bumper bar of somebody else's. And then we found 2 or 3 Australian boys, and we had to... Well, they had to take us off, and then we finally got here.
And we're having a jolly old time. Now tell old Macintosh, what would you like to do if you're elected queen for a day?
Now, McCormick is my maiden name, so...
McCormick.
That's Irish, not Scotch. It's Irish.
It's Scotch and Irish.
No, it's Irish.
Well, with a little Australian mixed in.
Yes, and a little French. My mother was born in France.
Oh, is that so?
Yes,
As I said 27 minutes ago, what would you like to do if you were elected queen for a day?
Well, I think I have one of the grandest mothers in the world, and I would like to have red roses telegraphed to her in Australia. Well, that's just one thing. And my 2 first bosses were killed in Australia, and if possible, I would like you to help me contact their people. My first boss was Colonel Floyd Pell from Ogden City, Utah, and the other one was Captain Barney Burdine from Rochester, New York, and I had spoken to both of these men, Captain Barney Burdine within an hour of his death, and Colonel Penn when he was just 3 days away, and I would like to contact their people if possible, and I have tried.
We certainly shall do all we can, and that's a very grand wish. Thank you so much, and a lot of luck to you, Mrs. Crawl from Australia. Wonderful day, wonderful lady. Yes. And now a message from the person who makes the wheels go around wants me to be sure to tell you that the Queen today will be an honored guest of Mr. Earl Carroll for dinner at his famous theater restaurant and see his spectacular show, Sketchbook. And now is the time for our jest of the day. Our listeners send in their favorites, and we select 2 jests and 2 jesters from the audience to tell them. Would you like to tell us about it, Mark?
Our first jest comes from Mrs. Kay Rodriguez of Turlock, California. And our second jest comes from D.C. Jager of Los Angeles, California. All right, Jack.
Oh, geez. I better explain what happened. I just turned around and walked into one of the jesters. I do apologize. Will you tell me your name, please?
Mistress Helen Nielsen.
Mistress, Are you married?
I am.
You are married to Mr. Nelson.
Helen Nielsen.
Oh, I see. And who are you?
Miss Virginia Lowell.
Lowell?
Low.
Oh, Low. Sorry. Where are you from?
Pasadena.
Oh, it's okay. You don't show it. Now then, do you have your jest, Mrs. Virginia Low?
It's Miss.
Miss, as I say, certainly. Do you have your little,
Yes, I have.
And what is it?
Well, Junior and his mother were looking through an old family album,
Yeah?
and his mother said, "Look, Junior, here's your Aunt Susie and your Uncle Bert, and look, there's old Grandpa." The little boy was looking, and pretty soon he came to a picture of a very handsome young man with a mustache and curly hair. And
that curly hair ruined the whole thing. Yeah.
And he said, "Hey, Mom, who is this?" "Why, don't you know, Junior? That's your father." "Well, then, who's that bald guy who's been living with us all these years?"
How about that? Thank you, Miss Lowe, very much. Now here's our friend, Mistress Nielsen. Would you tell us your jest, please?
There was a visitor in the old war plant.
Yeah?
And he says, "Look at that youngster over there."
Here we go.
With the cropped hair and the trousers. It's hard to tell if it's a boy or a girl nowadays. And the war worker says, "It's a girl, and she's my daughter." Ooh.
Oh boy, we're stuck.
Oh, I wouldn't have been so personal if I had known you were her father. I'm not her father, I'm her mother.
Mistress Nielsen, you are our winning jester for the day. Thank you so very much. Okay.
Both to the sender of the winning jest and the jester, we send a regal-sized bottle of Queen for a Day perfume from the House of Blue Bay.
And now we have candidates, 1, 2, and 3 coming up here. If you would come up here, Mark, please. Who is our next candidate? And we're passing notes. Let's find out this whole thing. What's going on here? You're an Australian, and you want to meet her, okay? All right. Well, we'll sit down on the floor, right there, where you're comfortable, for the whole show, and we'll send her. Right there on the floor, right there. That's a girl. Yeah. Take your shoes off. Make yourself at home. We're going to have to get together right away. Now, who's number 3, Mark?
We have Mrs. Dorothy Pine of Ohio.
Oh, okay. And now, what part of Ohio, Mrs. Pine?
I was born in Columbus, Ohio.
Yes, and how much of your life did you spend back there?
Well, I spent about 23 years of my life back there.
And did you go to school there?
Yes, I did.
Where?
Well, I went to West High School.
Now you're going to pull those gloves apart. Now put them right up here where you don't have to pull them.
I graduated from West High School.
Yeah.
And I came out here.
Did you go to college?
No, I didn't. I went to Officers Training School, business course, and I came out here to work.
Work? Where?
Well, I worked for Columbia Steel for a while, and then I worked for Consolidated Steel Corporation.
Yeah. Do you dance?
Oh, yes, I like to rumba a little.
Oh, let's see you rumble. Come on now. A 1, a 2, a 3, a boop. Ho, come on. Woohoo! Okay, no, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Where did you say you met Mr. Pine?
I was working, and I used to eat my breakfast at the entree cafeteria.
Yeah, that's right next door.
And I saw this good-looking man who came in with his mother and father every morning.
Uh-huh.
And I kept looking at him for about 4 months.
At the father?
No, at the son. And he didn't do anything about it, but I decided it was time for me to do something. So I went to the cashier and I said, who is that good-looking man who comes in here every morning? And she said, oh, that's Mr. Pine and his son. Oh, I said, Pine. That's a nice name. I'd certainly like to meet him. And she said, oh, you would? I'll tell him. So she told him what I said, and he came over to introduce himself the next day, and we started to go together. We were married 3 months ago.
Wow, really? It's amazing. That's a romantic story. Now tell us what you'd like to do if you're elected queen for a day, Mrs. Pine.
Well, I've never cooked very much in my life, and I'm going to have my mother-in-law from Ventura over for dinner Sunday night, and I don't have any red points. I guess I don't know how to budget my points very good, and I'm all out this month, but I know they just came in. So what I want you to do is either find me some red points and get me some meat, or else, better still, get me some chickens, because I can cook that better than anything else.
2 chickens.
And if I can't get any meat, I'm going to have eggs.
Oh, can you get eggs?
Yes, I have 2.5 dozen at home right now.
You have 2.5 dozen. You stick around and we'll scoop up some more on stage any minute now. Well then, you want us to furnish a full dinner. Now you can just stop with those trade jokes. A full dinner for you and your mother-in-law and the whole shaboodle if you're elected queen for a day. But you want it on Sunday.
And could you possibly have someone cook it too?
If this lady is elected queen for a day, we shall certainly furnish a chef, period, for her. Thank you very much, Mrs. Dorothy Pine. There she is, a whole dinner for her mother-in-law. Well, I've just been asked to remind all you candidates to remember that in your mad world, we have on the must list the Trocadero to see the wonderful new ice show. And by the way, if I may open my big flapping mouth for a moment, say something right. One of the most deserving Hollywood charities, Mom Ann Lair's Hollywood Gills Canteen, is giving a special show Sunday. That's this Sunday when the famous ice stars Belita, Miam Taylor, I'm dead on this one, Maribel Vincent, and many, many others. That's really going to be a grand show. You know the work that Mom Lair's doing out there? That's at the Trocadero this Sunday night. And I'm certainly not going to miss it. And I want to find out how to pronounce that name when I get out there next time, yeah? All right, let's see. Who do we have next to meet? Oh, we're going out of town for a while, are we? Now then, if, ladies and gentlemen, just, could you set your clocks back 20 minutes? We're gonna start the whole show over again, you know? I haven't done anything right this morning. Let's begin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Queen for a Day. Here we go. Would you like to be queen for a day? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your ox-headed host now, and I'm going to read a little thing about our abdicating queen. I was just about to get an out-of-town queen, and we have one here. She was yesterday's queen. Queen Hilda is back. Now then, let's welcome Queen Hilda, queen for a day. Hilda, you see in me a man as mixed up as you should be. How are you doing?
You're going to mix me up too, Jack.
Did you have a good time, Queen Hilda?
I had a grand time. What I enjoyed the most was going out to Warner Brothers.
Oh, what'd you see?
Well, at the studio lot, of course, and we visited the set where Errol Flynn and Eleanor Parker were making a picture, and that was really grand watching it.
Yeah, well, now, you know Eleanor Parker just finished The Pride of the Marines, too, and did you talk to Errol?
Yes, I did.
Everything all right?
Yes, we talked to Errol Flynn.
Well, he's a grand guy, isn't he? Well, listen, what are you doing tonight?
Well, I'm going home.
Oh, well, if
boy,
there's
it's been
anyone left after the broadcast, I'd just like to say that tonight is the world premiere of Pride of the Marines in Philadelphia, and I was going to go to Philadelphia with you, but I guess we can't do it, Queen Hilda. Eleanor Parker co-starred in that with John Garfield, and she's very excited about it. So you folks down there in Philadelphia, I'll probably be over there looking for a job as a gardener if I keep this up. But you try to get down to the world premiere of Pride of the Marines in Philadelphia. Queen Hilda, thank you so much for coming back. You look grand, and I hope you'll never forget your 24 hours.
And thank you so much. I never will forget it.
And I'll never forget this half hour. Good night, and good luck to you. Thank you very much, Queen Hilda. Who do we have to meet next?
Oh, poor Jack. Well, this is Miss Jane Beck of Nebraska.
Oh, how are you, Mrs. Beck?
I'm fine, but can I hold on?
Well, let me hold on to you. Let's both sit down here, and now you sit down here, and I'll hold you on my lap, Mrs. Beck, because...
Well, you'll be sorry.
Oh, I won't be sorry. Oh no. Well, how about you sit down, sit right down here, Mrs. Beck, and oh boy, I'll sit on you. Good thing I skipped my breakfast. Where do you hail from?
From Omaha, Nebraska. I've been here about 4 years.
Is that so?
Yes.
And what are you doing out here?
Well, I live right here in a lovely home, and I have 3 beautiful little girls.
Uh-huh.
And a hubby overseas.
Is that so? And how much does your hubby weigh?
Oh, about 175, 180.
He'll be back. I'd better get up off the chair. Yeah, I better get right back up. I know he will be. Mrs. Beck, you have 3 children. How old are they?
6.5, 5, and 17 months.
I see. And you're still shaking. So am I. Tell me, Mrs. Beck, what would you like to do if you're elected queen for a day?
Jack, I've listened to so many programs of yours and enjoyed them so much, but there's one thing. You just love to go through women's pocketbooks.
Yeah, I find a lot of weird things, all right.
I thought it would be kind of fun if we displayed what's in your pockets.
Oh, is it? Would you like to find out real soon?
Uh-huh. Maybe they'd like to know, too.
Well, go right ahead. Let's see. You go right through my pants pockets right now.
How about you emptying them? Let's see.
How about what?
You empty your pockets out.
All right, fine. We'll take this chair right here. I'm going to fool this lady because I certainly have nothing in here to hide. Let's forget about that. Somebody put that in my pocket. It's a lipstick. It's my wife's lipstick, and I carry things like this along so that if I get into trouble with queen candidates, I have a little gun there, you know. You never know. What on earth is that? Well, anyway, I have nothing else but a little Robinson reminder here and also a cork. I'm going fishing over the weekend, and I'm just carrying that cork with me and the Robinson reminder to make my notes and so that I'll know what to do. You see, that's the man's telephone number over here.
I won't peek.
Go ahead. What does it say?
Oh, I can't see. Austin Chairman? Should I do the phone number?
Go ahead.
Hampstead 2151.
Yeah, I'm calling for insurance. He's an insurance man. Well, Mrs. Jane Beck, I'll tell you what we'll do if you're elected queen. We're going to drag you around this town, and you're going to have a wonderful time. Give me that lipstick back.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
I've got an awfully swell mother and dad back in Omaha, and my husband's folks, I can't think.
It's all right.
And I wonder if by any chance you could be sending them an orchid, one of Tom Brenneman's special ones, to thank them for all they have done for me.
Well, if you're elected queen for a day, you most certainly can send them a whole bunch of orchids. You bet your life. There goes Mrs. Jane Beck. Thank you very much. And I'd like to tell you one thing. If you folks would like to attend our broadcast and maybe become queen for a day, all you have to do is drop a card to Queen for a Day, Mutual Broadcasting System, Hollywood 2838, California. All right, friends. We certainly have a lot of fun here on tours lately, and we have bumped into Greer Garson, John Payne, Sylvia Sidney, Van Johnson, Xavier Cugat, Carmen Miranda, and many, many others. So here we go now with our next candidate. Who are you now, and where are you from?
Miss Laura Curry from Flat River Falls, Missouri.
From where?
Flat River, Missouri.
Platte River, Missouri. Well, slap my chitlin beans. What do you do down there?
Most anything. Work.
What kind of work do you do down in Missouri?
I work at the Greyhound.
The Greyhound bus?
That's right.
Did you come out on a bus?
No, sir.
You know better, right? Well, you've been selling those tickets, huh?
That's right.
Mrs. Curry, where's Mr. Curry?
He's overseas.
How's that so? What branch of the service is he in?
Air Corps.
And how long have you been married?
3 years.
3 years.
Oh, that's right.
Did you marry him before he was in the Air Corps?
No.
Oh, after he was in the Air Corps.
That's right.
So he has a lot of experience.
He sure has.
So have you.
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay. When did you hear from Mr. Curry last?
Yesterday.
Everything is okie dokie with him?
Oh, yeah.
And what's his rank?
Sergeant.
Sergeant. Sergeant Curry. Well, that's fine. Tell us what you would like to do, Mrs. Curry, if you're elected queen for a day.
Well, I'd like to ride down the Hollywood Boulevard in an old-fashioned buggy, like we do back at home, you know.
Do you know how to drive a team?
I sure do.
If you do, we're going to get 6 horses hitched up to a buggy and see you driving it.
Oh, that'd be fine. Okay, that'd be fine.
All right, you old mule skinner. Mrs. Laura Curry, husband's overseas, thank you very much for being with us. Now, friends, it's time for the Grand Council. And I'd like to say this. We have only 5 candidates today. The 6th will be the #1 candidate on next Monday. Absolutely. I'm sorry, our time is up. So right now, we have to vote on the 5 candidates. But you all come back next Monday when Mrs. Ruth Wolf will be candidate #1. Now, comes the time in our program when the Grand Council, those representatives of the theater audience, will vote one of these lovely ladies queen for a day. However, after this vote, we will request the approval of the theater audience. Briefly, here are 5 candidates of today. Mrs. Laura Curry, who wants to ride a buggy drawn by a donkey or 6 horses down the boulevard. Number 4, Mrs. Jane Beck, who has just emptied my pockets, wants to send orchids to her parents-in-law. Number 3, Mrs. Dorothy Pine wants somebody to furnish the dinner and cook it for her mother and father-in-law on Sunday. Number 2 is Mrs. Dorothy Crawl, married to an American serviceman from Australia, wants us to find the families of her friends, and Mrs. Ruby Robertson, who owns a bakery and wants to put her footprints in cement. All right. Our Grand Council, will you rise, please? Give me your name, and we will collect your ballots, please.
Your name and where are you from?
Barb Weisman from Brookfield.
All right, Barb from Brookfield, we have your ballot. Thank you.
And your first name and where are you from?
Sorry. Phyllis Stringer Taylor. Thank you.
All right, where are you from?
Oh, Chicago.
Chicago. All right, we have your ballot. Thank you.
And your first name, and where are you from?
Jean from Oak Lawn.
All right, Oak Lawn representing. We have the ballot. Thank you very much for playing.
And your first name, and where are you from?
Well, my name is Mrs. Gertie McGillicuddy, and I am from the most beautiful little town of Toadsuck, Arkansas, right on the Embarrass River.
Miss McGillicuddy from Arkansas. Thanks for coming. We got your ballot.
And your first name, and where are you from?
Laura from LaGrange.
Laura from LaGrange. Beautiful. Thank you very much for the ballot. All right. Thank you. Ladies, will you please be seated again? Thank you very much. And we will now count the ballots for our 5 candidates of today. Here's a ballot for number 1. Yes, a ballot for, and another one for number 1. And a ballot for number 3. A ballot for number 2. And number 2. Okay, number 2 and number 1 candidates are tied at this moment. Will number 1 and number 2 please come up here? Number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is Mrs. Ruby Robertson and she owns a bakery from El Cajon. And number 2 is Mrs. Dorothy Kroll. By your applause, number 2. Number 1. Number 2 is our queen for today. Will you come on over here? This is Mrs. Dorothy Kroll, who married an American serviceman and wants to send roses to her mother-in-law in Australia. Here she is. Queen Dorothy is taking off her hat now so we can get the crown on. You can take it off. Take off the hat. Yeah. Can't get it. Okay, just put it on over her hat. Just put it on over her hat. Now, she has dropped her robe. Here she is. She's a lovely lady, lovely queen from Australia. And Queen Dorothy, we salute you today. There she is, our queen for the day. Thank you very much. Okay. And here's something you'll treasure forever. A solid silver scepter from International Silver Company. Your name will be duly inscribed on it. It's something for you to keep. Here are 3 dozen roses for you. They were rushed to you from the Biltmore florist. They are for you, Your Majesty.
Oh, thank you. They're beautiful. Thank you so much.
That's all right. That's all right. They're for you. And now may we present this exquisite brooch by Carreau, a masterpiece in fashion jewelry. There it is. That's for you, Your Majesty. Isn't that lovely? And I'd like to say one more thing. The Grand Council members will also receive brooches. And now to start you off right, we want you to have a complete outfit from head to toe. A smart draper hat, a beautiful Clobens handbag, gloves to match, and a box of Gotham gold-striped stockings. And, Your Majesty, please take your seat on the throne. Congratulations, Queen Dorothy, our queen for the day.
From the Mutual Newsroom in New York, here's a bulletin from Washington. Still and newsreel cameramen were given permission today to photograph President Truman and his cabinet in session. This is most unusual. Significance was seen in this development as obviously the chief executive had discussed the Japanese peace offer with the cabinet. It is likely that it was the desire of Mr. Truman to record films of a possible historic cabinet session. From Bern, a Japanese minister in Bern today presented the Federal Palace the English text of a note from his government in Tokyo, offering to capitulate to the Allies. Japanese diplomat requested that the Federal Council transmit the note to the governments of the United States and China. Similar notes were transmitted to the Soviet and British governments through the Swedish government. To go back to Washington for a moment, President Truman called his cabinet into session at 2 p.m. Earlier, the White House said the Japanese offer had not been received officially and that the war was continuing. Britain announced officially that she was in communication with her allies, presumably over whether to accept the condition that Emperor Hirohito must remain in the saddle. Celebrations of victory already were underway in Chongqing and London and in Okinawa, where American troops at heavy cost fought to the very doorstep of Japan. The Red Army, meantime, continued its advances in Manchuria. This news has come to you from the Mutual Newsroom in New York. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
All right. I hope everyone enjoyed the history lesson for the night. And if you caught some of the wartime references during the game show, personally, I had heard of points before when talking about rationing, but I had never heard of red points, so I had to look that one up. So red points were for, does anyone know what red points were for? Meat, yes. Meat was meat, fish, and dairy. And then there were blue points, which I'd never heard of. Do you know what blue points were for? That was...
Yep, shoes and all kinds of things.
Processed foods, canned foods, yep. So, and Ellie has been educating us. Ellie and I were the ones that transcribed both of the shows for tonight. And so we ended up getting into a little chat. And she talked about, she was the one that told me about trading points, because I didn't understand the little clip that when Jack talks about the jokes about trading points, that's what people would do. So she told a story that their family didn't have a car, but they still got gasoline points. So you did a little black market thing. You traded them. So you could get shoe points. You could do whatever you want. So that was the trading points joke that Jack said. And speaking of Jack, going to thank the cast tonight. As Jack Bailey was Brad Zuro. As the interrupting opening news bulletin announcer, Rajiv Vaidyanathan. As both the Queen for the Day announcer and the final news bulletin announcer was Roger Babish. Pulling double duty as candidate number 1, as well as the returning Queen Hilda, Ellie Babcock. As candidate number 2, our Aussie friend, Donna Amesmeyer. As both the husky-toned Mistress Nielsen, as well as the Midwestern Missouri candidate number 5, Allison Byhun. As joke reader Virginia Lowe, as well as candidate number 5, Kathy Juarez. As candidate number 3, Corey Mizak. As our audience attendant, Mark Fazio. Oh, he's down there. And our underutilized Foley artist, but master applause sign holder, Nick Massetti. And special thanks to the 5 members of the audience who served as our Grand Council. So we will now take a short break, and when we return, we'll jump forward a few years for a different game show, Break the Bank.